Hey there, space explorers. Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're taking a look at what comes after the International Space Station.
When the ISS finally does retire.
Right. What then?
Well, there's a really cool project called Haven-2 that's been getting a lot of attention lately. Some are even saying it could be a game changer.
Oh, wow, a game changer. That's a bold statement. Tell me more about this Haven-2.
Well, it's being developed by a company called VAST, and, get this, they're aiming to win the NASA contract to make Haven-2 the official replacement for the ISS.
Wow, the successor to the ISS. That's incredibly ambitious. What makes VAST think they have a shot at pulling something like that off?
So they're not starting completely from scratch. See, VAST also has Haven-1, which is their first commercial space station.
Right. Haven-1, that's launching next year, right?
Exactly, 2025. So it's like they're laying the groundwork with Haven-1, proving they can handle a project of this magnitude.
So it's a sort of proof of concept. Exactly. And here's the really ambitious part. If they get the contract from NASA, they want to have the first Haven-2 module operational by 2028.
2028, that's like right around the corner when you think about it. What would this first Haven-2 module even look like? Would it be similar to Haven-1?
Think bigger, a lot bigger. This first module is going to be almost twice the size of Haven-1.
Wow, twice the size.
Yeah, it'll have a lot more room for living and working. But the really interesting thing is how they're planning to build it.
How so? What's their big idea?
They're using a modular design.
Modular design, so like building with Legos, but in space.
That's a great way to put it. It basically means they're going to start with a core module and then add to it over time.
Okay, so they launch one module and then just keep adding on to it in space. What's the advantage of building a space station like that?
Well, for one thing, it's way more flexible.
In what way?
Let's say in the future they need a new lab module. They can just build it right here on Earth and send it up. It also makes it easier to accommodate new partners as they join the project.
That makes a lot of sense.
Plus, launching smaller modules is a lot more cost-effective than building one massive structure and sending that up in one go.
So it's efficient and cost-effective. What's not to like? It's like they took the concept of a prefab home and launched it into orbit. But it's got to be more than just size. What about the technology inside these modules? What are they doing about life support?
Right. Well, with each new module they add, they're incorporating more and more advanced life support systems.
So they're thinking long-term.
Exactly. It's not just about surviving in space for a little while, it's about thriving there. And that means making sure the life support systems are top-notch. It's kind of like trying to build a city without water or electricity. It just won't work.
Yeah, you need that solid foundation. And it sounds like they're also thinking about how to make Haven-2 a truly international effort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They even brought in former NASA astronaut Andrew Feastel as an advisor for the Haven-2 project.
A former astronaut? That's really cool. I bet he brought some amazing insights to the table.
He really did. He emphasized how crucial it is to design Haven-2 from the ground up with international collaboration in mind.
Well, he would know better than almost anyone, right? I mean, he spent more than 20 years in the space program and even flew on 3 missions to the ISS.
Exactly, and he understands just how important those international partnerships are when it comes to space exploration. They really are key to the success of these kinds of projects.
That's so true. The ISS has always been such a great example of what humanity can achieve when we work together. It sounds like VAST is trying to carry on that legacy with Haven-2.
Absolutely. We really see it as a global effort. A place where astronauts and researchers from all over the world can come together to push the boundaries of human knowledge. And speaking of science, there's one really exciting aspect of Haven-2 that we haven't even touched on yet.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The dedicated lab module.
Right, of course. With this whole modular design, the possibilities really are pretty much endless. Tell me more about this Haven-2 lab. What makes it so special?
Well, imagine a state-of-the-art research facility.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Now take that facility and launch it into space. Give it access to microgravity and all the unique things that environment makes possible for science. That's essentially what the Haven-2 lab is all about.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
And get this, it's going to be even bigger and have more power than the lab in Haven-1. That means they'll be able to conduct larger and more complex experiments than ever before.
So we're talking cutting-edge research here. What kind of stuff will they be working on?
Everything from material science to pharmaceuticals to fundamental physics. I mean, we could be talking about some really groundbreaking discoveries.
I bet. It really is a scientist's dream come true, isn't it? I mean, being able to conduct research in that kind of environment, it's incredible. And you said earlier that the Haven-2 lab will be built to NASA's highest standards for orbital research. So yeah, like you said, we could be talking about some major breakthroughs.
Absolutely, the kind of breakthroughs that could have huge implications, not only for our understanding of the universe, but also for our lives here on Earth.
Now that's what I call a return on investment. We've talked a lot about the tech behind Haven-2 and what it's going to be used for. But what about the people who are actually going to be living and working there? What will that be like? What kind of experience are we talking about?
Well, just picture this. You wake up and look out the window. And not just any window. I mean, a massive 3.8-meter diameter cupola window.
Seriously?
Yeah. It'll be even bigger than the cupola in the ISS, so just imagine those views.
Wow, I can't even imagine. I bet the view of Earth from up there would be absolutely breathtaking. Seeing our planet like that every day really put things in perspective.
For sure. But it's not just about having a good view. VAST knows that when you're designing something like this, you really have to think about the well-being of the astronauts on board.
Oh, absolutely. They have to be comfortable up there.
Right. And that's part of why they included all those dome windows we were talking about earlier, the 16 of them in the large module.
They're not just for looks.
No, they actually serve a really important purpose. See, getting enough natural light is crucial, especially in space, for maintaining a healthy circadian rhythm.
That's so interesting. I never would have thought of that. It's incredible how they've thought of everything.
Yeah, they've put a lot of thought into the design. And it's not just about science and comfort either, They also want to make sure the astronauts have what they need to actually get out there and explore.
You mean spacewalks and stuff like that?
Exactly. Haven-2 will have all the equipment they need for EVAs, things like an external payload airlock, an EVA airlock, a robotic arm. It'll also have external payload hosting capabilities.
Wait, hold on, back up. You said external payload hosting capabilities. Does that mean what I think it means? Are we talking about space tourism?
We are. See, while their main focus is definitely on science and international partnerships, VAST also knows there's a growing interest in space tourism.
No doubt.
And they see that as a way to potentially fund future projects.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so sign me up. But really, it all sounds amazing, like they've really thought of everything. So who are they up against? What's the competition look like for this NASA contract? Are there other companies trying to get in on this?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There are a bunch of other companies out there vying for the same contract. They've all come up with their own ideas for commercial space stations.
That's so cool. So how does Haven-2 stack up against the competition? What makes it stand out?
Well, VAST seems pretty confident that they have a few key advantages. They believe that by the time Haven-2 is fully operational in 2030, it's going to be the most impressive station out there.
How so?
They say it will be unmatched when it comes to size, functionality, and efficiency.
And it all comes back to that modular design, doesn't it?
Exactly. That design is key for them. It makes it way more flexible and easier to upgrade than a more traditionally built station. Plus, it could save them a lot of money in the long run.
It's incredible to think about how much the world of space exploration is changing. We've gone from these huge government-led programs like the ISS to this new era of commercial space stations. It's really exciting.
It's a total paradigm shift, isn't it? And it's not just about building space stations. It's about creating a real space economy, one that is sustainable long-term.
So VAST really sees Haven-2 as being a hub for all kinds of activities, not just research, but things like manufacturing and even tourism.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it really does seem like we're on the verge of something big here. Like that line between science fiction and reality is starting to get really blurry. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. It really is.
Yeah.
But maybe we should take a step back for a minute and look at what we've learned about Haven-2 so far.
Yeah, good idea. It's easy to get ahead of ourselves when we're talking about something this groundbreaking. So, big picture, what is it about this project that stands out the most to you? What's the most exciting part?
For me, it really comes down to the potential. Haven-2 could have a huge impact on humanity's future. And I'm not just talking of the scientific advances in new tech, although those are definitely important, but it goes beyond that. Just imagine what this could mean for international relations. Imagine the inspiration this could spark in a whole new generation.
Right. It's like back in the days of the Apollo missions.
Yeah.
That really captured the world's attention and inspired so many people. Haven-2 could be that for this generation.
Absolutely. This could be a huge deal for getting young people excited about STEM. Who knows?
Huh.
Maybe someday we'll even have kids who grew up dreaming of going to Haven-2 becoming astronauts themselves.
Now, wouldn't that be something? And, with the kind of research they'll be doing up there in those microgravity labs, it really does feel like anything is possible.
Oh, totally. I mean, Who even knows what we might discover? The things we could learn about medicine, materials, physics. It's really exciting to think about.
For sure. And, let's not forget about the international cooperation angle. Haven-2 has the potential to bring people together from all over the world in a really amazing way.
Totally agree. It really underscores the fact that we're all in this together. We're all just crewmates on this big spaceship called Earth.
And that kind of collaboration is going to be more important than ever as we continue to explore space. Who knows? Haven-2 could be the first step on the path to even bigger and bolder things. Like, what if it paves the way for lunar bases or even Martian outposts?
Right. It's mind-blowing. This one station could really change the entire future of humanity in space.
It really is amazing to think about how far we've come. We've gone from just looking up at the stars and wondering to actually building structures up there, designing entire stations where people can live and work.
And it's all thanks to human curiosity and ingenuity. It's what pushes us to explore, to push the boundaries, to see what's over the next horizon.
Well said. I think this deep dive has definitely given us a lot to think about.
Me too.
So next time you're looking up at the stars, remember Haven-2 and the incredible things it represents. The future of space exploration is closer than you think, and it's going to be incredible.